Well, we are here with Mark Booth and Tara Reinhardt. They are the 2019 local committee members for CEC, and welcome.
Thank you.
So what can the attendees expect from this year's event?
Sure, so lots of top-notch learning with our professional speakers. We have many teacher-to-teacher sessions, so our actual practitioners in the field of special education and gifted education are here presenting their practices from their classrooms to our classrooms here at the Convention Center. We also have special guest talent from around our state, high school students who are providing talent musically, both in choirs, poetry slams, as well as our band, jazz bands, that are just adding to the event. We also added a note from students from all around the state welcoming each attendee to the sessions. They got that in their bags, and just a special touch. We've had many people stop us and say, thank you so much. We really feel the Hoosier hospitality.
And I would agree. I would say that being in special education in Indiana is really about our students, and so we really want to show not only that Hoosier hospitality, but to be able to show our students. So like you talked about, we've had choirs from high school. We actually have students with disabilities who are coming in tomorrow who actually are part of collaboration with Special Olympics, and they're going to perform some activities for us here inside of the exhibit hall, and that'll be pretty awesome. And other any leaders from around other states will have information for them that they can connect with their actual Special Olympics organizations in their state. And this is the 50th year anniversary for Special Olympics, so it's a great celebration for us. But I think we really want to show, obviously, a welcoming hand into anyone who is here in Indiana for the convention, but we also want to really let them know how we really feel like we advocate for our students, and that's really important for us in the state of Indiana.
Sure, and that's perfect timing with their anniversary as well. So speaking of the Hoosier hospitality, why do you think it is important that Indianapolis was a host this year?
Well, we think that we feel like we are like that Midwest flavor of, we've got, you got your East Coast, you got your West Coast, but what goes on in the Midwest and kind of that hometown feeling. I mean, even though Indianapolis is a pretty large city, when you think across the nation, we still like to preserve that kind of hometown feeling, and we reach out our hand and say hello, we check on people, we want to make sure, and like I said, I keep going back to it's about our kids and the work that we do for them, and so we think that getting our teachers here and the education and the sessions that we have here are really beneficial for our teachers here. I can tell you personally, we brought 25 teachers from our school district here, thinking that it would be great professional development for them. And so I think us being able to host this in Indianapolis really allows us to not only have presenters that are from Indiana that show kind of how we do things in Indiana and how we meet some of the regulations and the federal and state regulations, but also allows our teachers and our leaders in special education to actually attend the event.
And this is an international conference, so we have folks from Singapore and from Japan that are visiting us possibly for the first time, and so how important it is for our city to really show them what it's like to be in the United States as well as in Indianapolis.
We're also learning from those people that are coming from across the country, you know what I mean, and outside of the United States. So it's a great opportunity for us to have them here. And it's not just the sessions, it's the sidebar conversations when you just meet someone at a restaurant and you start talking about how you do things in Hawaii and then how we do things here. So we learn from each other, and it really is a uplifting experience because I think it really shows that you're supported across the country and other places, and I think that's a key part of this whole session.
Sure. And what else do you hope that the attendees take away from being at this meeting as well as being here in Indianapolis?
I think such a rich, inclusive environment is so important. Even though we are considered Midwest, we have such a diverse population just within Indianapolis. And so really helping folks understand the cultural differences and all of the ability differences that we have, but how really we're all just a big piece of that puzzle and how we fit together so well. That collaboration that Mark talked about is so important. As educators in our field, we never close the door and just teach. We always are working with each other. He and I are in different districts. However, we call each other frequently to discuss student cases or to try to problem solve, because really our goal and the goal of CEC is that advocacy for the child. So how do we make whatever that is the best, highest expectations for that child, and then make it happen? And so that's the helpful piece, is just adding those tools in our toolbox constantly.
And I would say, I hope that people walk away with that understanding that there's a shift going in special education, and you can go back to the 70s and we were talking about mainstreaming, where we were just, allowing kids to even be not in the boiler room or that sort of a thing. And then we moved to inclusion, where we started having that shift of saying, yeah, some of these kids with severe disabilities can actually be in the classroom. And they're in the classroom, but it was really, most of the time we said, well, they're just here for socialization, right? It wasn't really for academics. And now we're moving toward this whole movement. It's really a movement of unification. It's called being unified, with the understanding that there's not only a benefit for the kids with disabilities, but for our kids without disabilities, there's a major benefit for them to be inclusive with the students that we work with. And so I think we've kind of taken on that challenge and really have, I don't want to say mastered it, but I think that we're doing a great job in the state of Indiana, and I think we want to share that with other people, and we hope that they take that back with home with them and feel energized to kind of make those moves and be a part of the movement that's happening across the country.
Well, we thank you also for your volunteerism, your being part of the local committee for CEC. So Tara Reinhardt and Mark Booth, thank you very much.
Thank you.
CEC TV is brought to you from the Council for Exceptional Children. For more content like this, check out some of our other videos and learn more about the latest in education for people with disabilities.